Hello, everybody. Welcome to Perspectives. I'm Sam Jones, and my very first guest today is Macon Whittaker Nesbit, who's president and CEO of Philbrook. Good to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
You're in an incredible seat here because you're president and CEO of the Philbrook, which is one of, we've had folks come quietly to Tulsa, all kinds of big-time names, to visit the Philbrook. You've got quite an array of displays there.
We really do. I mean, it's a place that I always come back to thinking of as just magical is really the only way to describe it. You know, it's got such an interesting mix of having a historic home, having the art museum, and then having 25 acres of amazing gardens. Not every museum has that as a home base, you know.
You ever, when you're there toward the end of the day and folks have long gone, have you ever caught yourself wandering through going, holy Toledo, I'm in charge of this?
Yeah. It's both a huge task that I feel, the weight of, and also just how fun, how cool is this job? I mean,
really,
never thought I would be able to though I've always had museum work in my career, I've never imagined that I would be able to run an institution that has all of these amazing assets that come together like that.
You became CEO in May of this year, but you joined them when?
In 2017, I started at the museum in fundraising, actually, and oversaw our fundraising teams, our marketing and communications, and kind of our frontline external affairs.
You must have impressed them.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
You've got an incredible board out there.
We do. We have a fantastic board and an amazing staff.
One of the things we want to talk about with you today has to do with Patrick Gordon, who is from Claremont. You have a display, I think, of a thing called wallflowers, which we have 4 examples of, and perhaps you could talk a bit about each one as it goes through.
Absolutely, yeah.
Brian, if we could go to the first one, what are we seeing here?
So Wallflowers on the Whole is an exhibition that represents, it's the first career retrospective of Patrick Gordon, whom many people will love and revere as one of Oklahoma's finest artists, both the watercolorist and oil painter. So what we do in the show is we really start with his earliest works all the way back to when he's a child. Even we have a drawing from when he's 8 or 9 years old, to some of his early watercolors that show his exploration of pattern and kind of playing with the influence of 80s pop art, to some of his more established work, these oil paintings like this chair piece that we're looking at here, William's chair. He's such an expert of detail and color and pattern. And you can see all of that in this work in particular, and in throughout the show. He's really known, of course, in Oklahoma for his still lifes, which are both still lifes traditionally, but also they're self-portraits, so and portraiture. So someone may give him, here's 3 or 4 objects that are really meaningful to me, and he places them into a still life, and these become essentially portraits of someone represented through objects. So it's really interesting kind of marriage of those traditions in artwork. So this is a fantastic example also of the kind of work that he does philanthropically for many organizations throughout Tulsa and Oklahoma.
I love this.
He produces, works that become posters for the state fair or for Tulsa Cares, and he'll donate his work often to auctions, including Philbrook, often. So,
some paintings or artworks seem to they're there. Others seem to say there's more to come, and that's what I glean from what I just saw. 4 pieces.
He is, as an artist and a human, a master storyteller.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. So his works absolutely do that. They suggest that there's more to this story than you may know off the top of your head there. And one of the things that's really fun about this exhibition is that the second to last room in the show is actually, we took Pat's studio from his home and transported it into the gallery. So at least once a week, he's in the gallery painting, and you can actually come watch him paint and chat with him and ask him questions about one of the pieces you like or the work he's working on. It's really wonderful, and we did it for the first time last week, and we had 60 people in the gallery watching him paint. It's really exciting.
Oh, I got to do that.
Yeah, you do. We'd love to have you.
I'd love to come see it. He's because he's local talent. We need to point out he's also shown in New York and probably other parts of the country as well.
Absolutely, he has a fantastic resume, you know, and really came back to Oklahoma because he loves it, and we're so grateful to have his talent in Oklahoma and to be able to share it at Philbrook.
The last time I was at the Philbrook, I recall how impressive every single room was to me. Now you've got a big renovation coming up or a big building?
Yeah, we're building a new building right now. Actually, the first time in 35 years that we've built any kind of addition to the museum. It's out in the far east corner of the gardens, and it's called the Tandy Pavilion. The lead gift, of course, from the Erin Mary Louise Tandy Foundation, and it is going to be a programming space. We'll have some outdoor artwork out there. It will have space for rental events and really provide some necessary things that we need to make that whole area of the gardens functional. So when you're out in the 25 acres, there's a restroom and a water fountain. Some of those things are just basic needs when you're out exploring the gardens.
So you're never far from civilization.
That's right.
I have always been intrigued by the valuable, and I mean aesthetically valuable pieces I've seen at the Philbrook. And I think I'm really going to be intrigued by this new structure you're talking about, because I want to know, is it a two-level piece?
It's a single level, but it's sited on the top of a hill out in the gardens. So there's wonderful landscaping leading up to it, a small orchard, a pergola with some vines. It's going to look beautiful out there, and it really adds to the kind of the value of the native gardens that we're trying to build as well, with some wildflowers and native grasses.
You know, I know without asking, some youngster is, I can do that. Here's a brush.
Yeah. Well, and the best part of that space out there is going to be that it's got a programming lawn, so we can do indoor, outward summer camps. So you can paint inside and then pop out and play in the gardens. You know, perfect for those 5, 6, 7-year-olds to explore.
Don't you folks have a restaurant still?
We have a series of pop-up cafes. So right now we're hosting Wildflower Cafe, which people in Tulsa, it's a huge hit with Tulsans. So it's their permanent location is closer to downtown, but they're doing a pop-up themed on Pat's show through the end of the year, and hopefully up maybe even into next spring.
Okay, help me out with times and all that,
Yeah.
because folks are going to want to know, when can I see the Gordon work?
So you can come to the museum Wednesday through Sunday. We're open every day, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Friday nights, we're open late until 9 p.m. And on Friday nights, we have backyard barbecue hosted by Wildflower Cafe, a bar, and every Friday night, we either have music or a movie on the lawn going.
Will he be there?
Pat may not be there this Friday. I don't know his schedule off the top of my head, but if you check the website, his painting times are posted.
Well, I want to thank you for bringing all this to everybody's attention, and congratulations to you for moving on up, kid.
Thank you so much.
From the east side.
Yeah.
It's good to see someone in position that knows what they're doing.
Thank you very much.
Certainly you do.
Thank you.
We're going to be yelling at you down the road some more.
You call.
Will you come back?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or maybe
Love
I
to.
should come out with a camera.
Hey, come out. You should come out and see this show, and then next spring we've got a beautiful photography show coming.
I'm coming to that
All right.
one too.
Great, love it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be back. More right after this. Erin Martin is the founder and CEO of FreshRx. What is that?
FreshRx Oklahoma is a food prescription program for people with type 2 diabetes in Tulsa. We get prescriptions from about 22 primary care clinics, and people get free food every other week for an entire year, plus cooking and nutrition classes to reverse their chronic disease.
How do they get into it? I mean, what's the starting point for them?
So we have physicians and clinics that we partner with, but people can also self-refer. So we have providers can go on our website to freshrxok.org, and also people can self-refer and enroll through our website as well. So we get referrals from not only physicians who really believe in this program, but nurses and case managers and social workers as well.
I sense Indian involvement because we have, of course, the 5 main tribes here. Mm-hmm. Are you partnered with any particular tribe?
We are. We actually supply all the food for Muskogee Creek Nation's produce prescription program for pre-diabetics. They have a federal grant through Indian Health Services for that. And they reached out to us because they really valued the way that we source food. So we source food from farmers that are now being called regenerative farmers, but it's really, as you know, really ancient wisdom about agriculture.
Bet.
So we're looking at farmers using these great soil health practices because it affects nutrient density. And since we're trying to help with health outcomes, we look for specific farmers growing for nutrition.
You know, I recall 25 years ago, there was all sorts of government interest in the Creek tribe because so many people, although they were healthy, they were doing just fine, but sometimes had an extra heartbeat, and doctors couldn't figure out why. And they pursued it for the longest and couldn't come up with an answer. There was absolutely nothing wrong with them, no heart trouble of any kind. And I never did hear the outcome of how that study went. I'd love to know. If you ever hear it, please bark my way.
All right, I will.
Somebody's interested. They want to get more involved in this. We have a lot of folks out there right now, and I don't want to draw you into politics, but with all that's swirling around us, our heads are just about to explode. And a lot of folks are saying, I can barely manage my prescriptions now.
Yes.
I can barely manage my grocery bill now. What are you telling them? How can you help them?
We're really teaching them on how to have good nutrition. There's a lot of confusing information out there. There's a lot of confusing studies. You look up one study, eggs are good for you. The next study, eggs are bad for you. And there's been a lot of politics that have played into that. And we're really helping people get away from ultra-processed foods and eating whole foods. And really also...
Okay, now let me stop you right
Sure.
there. Define whole foods.
So this would be something that came from the ground, or a whole, like actually eating meat that is not processed. Or so for example, a whole apple is a whole food. It's a whole apple. You cut up the apple, that's a little bit processed. You put it in an emulsifier, you add all these guar gums and all these chemicals, that's ultra processed. So that's mostly what you find in the grocery store today, unfortunately. And it's just not easy to make good choices. So we're also training people on how to make better choices. And so we help them make long-term behavioral changes and lifestyle changes. We even talk to them about how to sleep better, how to have better mental health, and how all these things are intertwined. So we've had people who had diabetes for a decade and who fully reversed diabetes in a matter of months with us and come off of all their prescription drugs and lose a ton of weight. We had a lady last year lose 132 pounds.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding. And this happens quickly when we just give people and get them back to what their grandmother's tomato that they know tastes good.
Certainly.
Yeah, it's just getting back to the roots and back to community and connecting with each other once again. And it transforms people's lives. And we're really excited about that. We've seen the community transform. We've scaled farmers alongside healing people. And we really love what we do. So it's really just empowering people, giving them the right tools and the access to the good food.
You'll know what I mean here. Indian people differentiate between non-Indians in a number of ways. Give you one example. If I go to the grocery store and I buy one of those red lumps, they call a tomato, God only knows how it got to be a tomato. or what's involved in its growth cycle. However, if I go to the Creek Nation and I say, I'm looking for a real tomato, I'd get a real tomato, wouldn't I?
Yes, and there are varieties that they really domesticated wild grasses to create corn. And corn used to have 18% protein and many other vitamins and minerals that the natives really smartly created over time and domesticated. And today the corn you get is less than 5% protein.
Really?
Yes. So there's huge differentiations. There's way more nutrient density in the way in which native cultures really cultivated their foods instead of the ways in which we think we need to be doing it today. But we're learning that we can get back to that.
Is preparation, does preparation play a role?
Absolutely. So the more you cook something or break something down, the less nutrients you're going to have. Also, the farther it's traveled. So on average in grocery stores, food travels an average of 1,500 miles. But particularly fruits and vegetables lose 10% of nutrients every single day. And the fruit or vegetable in your grocery store is 14 days old. So how much nutrients is really left? So our food is local. It's picked on Tuesday in the hands of our patients on Wednesday morning, and it also lasts longer because it's not already 2 weeks old.
If someone out there right now has a question, is it all right for them to call you?
Absolutely. We have a phone number and you can reach any of our teammates on there on our website, FreshRxOK.org. We also have a great YouTube channel. If you go to FreshRx Oklahoma YouTube channel, you can watch our nutrition classes, our cooking classes. They're super fun and engaging. So even if you want to make changes from home and you aren't close to where our program is, you can certainly play along and join on YouTube and on our social media as well.
We got about 30 seconds. This is kind of a fresh organization, isn't it?
Yes, we started in 2021.
So even, if you pardon the analogy, the freshness of the organization, you guys are pushing freshness in food as well.
Yes, we absolutely are in regenerative agriculture and reversing chronic disease, and then passing the Food as Medicine Act on May 1st in Oklahoma. We're super excited that this will be available to Oklahomans across the entire state and paid for by insurance.
I think that's great. Hey, thank you for coming by. Will you come back?
Absolutely, would love to.
We'd love to have you.
Great.
I'm going to hold you to that. We're going to take a break, come back with more right after this. And we're back. Our guests for this final segment today, Nancy Phelps, who is CEO of Light of Hope, and Cindy Griffith, Vice President of the Board of Directors of the same organization. Girls, good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're talking about, as I understand it, Illuminating Hope. Takes place at Claremore Lake. Tell us a little bit about it.
This actually is our 5th year for our Illuminating Hope Christmas Light Experience at Claremore Lake Park. And so we're very excited to share it again this year with our community.
What is it? What happens?
We have a variety of events that take place starting the Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving and going with the few following Saturday nights in December. But we have a transformation tree, we have a luminaria walk, we have what's called the Star Phone, as well as Santa is there occasionally on Saturdays to take family pictures. And then we'll get to reintroduce this year our Christmas light tour of the homes that have been with us really for the last 3 years. We were unfortunately not able to have that last year due to the tornado. Had damaged several of our homes, but we're going to get to reintroduce that this year, and we're excited. But we have a very beautiful area that we pay honor and respect to those that we have loved, lost, and we miss, especially during the Christmas and the holiday season.
Always tough on some folks, isn't it?
Absolutely is.
It's, well, I appreciate anything you can do to help them out. Help me understand the phone situation, because I'm a little hazy on the phone business.
We were too at the beginning. We were too. We were kind of like, well, this is pretty interesting, but we had a really sweet friend of ours donate an old rotary phone with the cord, with all the things. And she had had it for years and years, and she had said that she would like to donate it to this part of our event. And she would, when she misses her mother, she picks up her mom's phone and she talks to her. And she gets to say things that she may have not been able to say to her when she was alive. So we have that down on our pathway, and it's encased in a nice box. And we have a little table with a chair and a little lantern. And if a person would like to, and they miss someone, and maybe say words that they didn't get to when they were living, they pick up the phone. It's placed in an area of the lake that you can look up and you can see the stars, and you can just spend some time talking to someone that you miss.
Cindy, I am gleaning a lot of sensitivity here, a lot of, I mean, this is not lightweight material we're talking about.
No. This is a way for us to remember those that we've lost. We deal with a lot of families who've lost folks to addiction and other life-changing circumstances, but we have people that have lost family members to all kinds of things. In fact, I lost my husband 13 years ago, and I go every year to do a luminaria in his honor just to remember him at Christmas, because that was such a special time for us. And it's a very meaningful thing for me to go out and put his name on a luminaria and just remember the fun times that we had during the holidays. It's kind of cathartic for me to be able to do that, and we'd like to offer that to other families.
Well, it strikes me there are a lot of folks out there who need it.
Absolutely.
I mean, need it desperately, because we're headed into the holiday period, you know, that runs through Thanksgiving through New Year's, if you will.
That's right.
And a lot of folks are missing someone
Right.
that they were there with the year before or 5 years ago.
And it can be a very lonely time. Sometimes you feel like you're the only one that may be feeling that way, but you come out and see all the luminarias lighted along the walkway and realize that you're one of many people who have lost someone but still want to honor their memory in this special way. And we're glad to provide that opportunity.
I'm intrigued by the star phone. There are folks out there, if they have not experienced Griff, God, I hope you don't have to go through it. But if you go through it, it takes a while for a lot of folks. This is not an overnight recovery.
No.
And sometimes a helping hand, even if it's symbolic, can do a world of good. Whose idea was this?
We started it in 2020 during the height of the COVID mess, and we just wanted something where people could get in a car together or somehow get some kind of social togetherness and go look at Christmas lights or go have a place that they could just be together. And so we started that, and it has just really grown over the years. There's something special about paying tribute or honor to someone that you're missing, and doing that together, like Cindy had mentioned, and to know that you're not alone has been special. So it is kind of a pivotal year for us for our 5th year. Very excited about that. One of the most intriguing and special things is our transformation tree. Our friends up at the City Lake, they choose a huge, beautiful tree for us. We work with the company and have since the beginning. All is bright, and they come and they put white lights all on this Christmas, or on this tree, full of white Christmas lights. And so when you come to our event, then you can choose your loved one's favorite colored Christmas bulb. And you walk down to the tree with one of our volunteers, and we trade out and change out the white bulb for the colorful bulb. And it transforms over those 4 weeks into a beautiful tree of memory.
That's incredibly
It's beautiful.
touching. It really is.
Yeah.
We only have about 30 seconds. I want to thank you both for coming in. And don't be surprised if we show up with a camera.
I'd love to.
We'd love to have you.
Yes, we
Well,
would.
we may just show up, especially if food's involved.
Yes. Well, Cindy's there, so I'm sure it will be.
Girls, we appreciate it very
you.
much, and I'm sure a lot of folks out there do as well.
Yes.
Thank
We'll
you.
talk again.
Thank you.
We're all out of time. Thank you for being a part of it. We'll see you back here next time.